One of boxing's greatest amateur heavyweights, meeting the sport's greatest professional. Teofilo Stevenson never fought Muhammad Ali, but after winning 2 Olympic gold medals, he was offered $5 million to turn pro and fight the champ. He refused.
Teofilo Stevenson was born in Jamaica, but brought up in Las Tunas in Cuba. He now enjoys a quiet life, working for the Cuban Ministry of Sport and spending time with his family. But in the 1970s and 80s, this unassuming man conducted a reign of terror in the Olympic ring. Under the guidance of Alcides Segarra, Stevenson quickly developed from a raw prospect to a polished boxer. Like Cassius Clay, he combined a heavyweight physique with the speed of a lightweight. In Munich in 1972, he was in a class of his own. In the semi-final, Stevenson hammered Peter Hussing into submission. The German later claimed that he had never been hit so hard. When Romania's Ion Alexei fractured his thumb during his semi-final victory and was unable to contest the final against Stevenson, many observers felt that it was a lucky break. At the Montreal Games 4 years later, many of Stevenson's opponents adopted the same defensive strategy. Keep retreating and try to stay out of reach for 3 rounds. Unfortunately for them, the Cuban was a great ring general. They could run, but there was nowhere to hide. In the semi-final, Stevenson faced Johnny Tate of the USA. Tate tried an alternative strategy. He pressed forward, hoping to pressure the Cuban into making a mistake. In the final, Romania's Mircea Simon wore the air of a man on his way to the gallows. He ran from Stevenson for 2 rounds. Few could have blamed him for trying to stay out of harm's way. When he did try to mix it in the 3rd round, the result was inevitable. A jolting right over the top earned Stevenson his 2nd gold medal. It could also have earned him millions of dollars, as he was offered lucrative contracts and a chance to fight Muhammad Ali. Stevenson was not interested.
I think that professional boxing is inhumane. Behind the professional fight game, there are other interests, financial interests, material things.
What would happen if Stevenson did come to the States and turn pro? How close is he to you as we're on camera now, George?
Stevenson is about as better fighter I've ever seen, professional or amateur. I haven't seen this much class and skill in the professional ranks in a long time, nor in the amateur. Stevenson would undoubtedly become champion of the world professionally if he decided to.
Are you telling me, George Foreman, that he could come up and beat you and Ali?
He could come up and be champion of the world. It doesn't matter who he beat. He has the skill and the qualification anytime he wanted to become champion.
How much
of the world.
time would he need as a pro to be able to do that?
He'd rather be red than rich, said one American headline. Stevenson went on to win a 3rd Olympic gold in Moscow. Cuban television described Stevenson as the glory of the sport, praising his infinite modesty and absolute loyalty to the Cuban Revolution. Stevenson was one of only 3 boxers ever to win a trio of Olympic golds. He never got a chance to try for a 4th because Cuba refused to attend the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Stevenson retired in 1988 and dedicated the rest of his life to coaching other Cuban boxers.
Una de las cosas que no me gusta que me pregunten es, ¿ha recibido ofertas? De tal modo, sí es verdad. Pero yo he dado respuesta a esas cosas porque tengo conciencia de lo que representa a mi pueblo, que ha hecho mi pueblo por el deporte, por la educación, por una serie de cosas. Es un pueblo que tiene conciencia política y lo que he dicho siempre, que yo no cambio En ese momento dije que yo no cambiaba ni lo cambio por todos los dolores del mundo.
En cuanto suena el bongo, en cuanto suena el bongo.